reminded me of an older story. He's kind of a little bit of a hothead back in the day. At least the good book says it was, but on that somewhat of a hothead, that's where Jesus started his church. His old name was Simon Peter. Peter meant rock. That's the rock that the good Lord decided to start his church on back in that day. Well, y'all remember the little story where they were crossing I think it was over Sea of Galilee in a boat, and a storm come up, and all the disciples were in it. Jesus had just given a big sermon, and he was wanting a little break, so the apostles decided they'd take the shortcut instead of walking all the way around the lake or the sea. They'd go across it. Well, they got caught in the storm. They looked out, and they thought they saw a ghost. It was the good Lord walking on the water. I remember that story. Well, if you remember correctly, Peter decided he wanted to go out there and meet him on the water, walking on the water. Crazy. The Lord told him, come on. Peter stepped out of that boat. Other disciples were wide-eyed, like, man, what is going on here? And Peter started walking toward the Lord. Well, as you know it, he took his eyes off of him. Started looking around at that old storm, all the trouble around him, and the threats, and he's going to die. He's walking on the water. How is this possible? Took his eyes off the Lord, started to sink. Y'all know the story that Jesus reached out, pulled him up, and saved him, calmed the waves, and everything was set right. So oftentimes, this is for me. So modern world and fast technology and rumors flying and the fastness of news and the publicness of it, I'm afraid we get way off track of what we need to do. We're in a world that's wicked and evil. And as hot-headed as old Peter was, y'all remember he even cut the Roman soldier's ear off right before they tried to crucify Christ and arrest him. But Peter, later in life, after the Lord died and resurrected and ascended into heaven, he was ministering all across that region. And he was killed for his faith. He didn't make a big deal about it. He accepted it. He kept his eyes on the Lord. Just like he was instructed by the man himself. So if he can do that, man, what's wrong with us, right? We go to ripping and hollering and throwing up things, saying this, and some of it's true, some of it isn't. I got to think about old Matthew writing, recording the words in red. The Lord said we're going to hold account for every word we speak, careless words, right? What it says, to be condemned by the bad ones and justified by the good ones. Boy, I'm so glad for His grace. I got a lot of bad ones, a lot of fervor and panic and worry and anxiety that I've shared over my life and pined about. Had it not been for His blood and His grace and forgiveness, I probably have to stand accountable for them. But He's got that covered. So I'm thankful.